What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're back at it again with some more pickups for summer. Three of these, well, two of these are straight up cheapies. One is a partial of a summertime all-time great that I've been wanting to get. I have a decant of. Super happy to have that. We'll get into that one first. And one that I was very much convinced by my buddy Justin to get. You know, if Justin Copeland convinces you to get a blue fragrance, it's a blue fragrance worth checking out because he's not really a blue fragrance guy. We're going to check these out. Stay tuned. So starting with the partial that I picked up from my good friend Hillary, she sold me this 50 ml at a great price because in her household they have a 4-ounce bottle, so there's no need for her 50 ml partial of Creed Virgin Island water. Finally have a bottle, and I know some of you are going to ask, so let me get it to show if I can. There we go, it's focusing, and if you can see right there on the edge, it is 18B01, so it's a 2018 batch of sorts, and I have to say, just out of the atomizer, super strong, rich pina colada smell. It's a creamy, thick coconut smell with a nice hit of booze. I don't get much lime, I don't get much salt, just sniffing out of the atomizer. Now, it's not a full 50 ml. I would say it's in the realm of, I don't know, 35 ml, maybe 40, in that range, 35 to 40 ml. Paid $100 shipped. Any of you that have been seeking out Virgin Island water in newer bottles, I'll give you a prime example. It was in stock for all of like 36 hours from Fragrance Buy recently for $296 for 100 ml. That's a Ventus price range at discounters. Creed Virgin Island water has been at Ventus prices for the last several months, and it sells out of stock so quickly. It's still to this day mega crazy immensely popular, and I'm glad to finally have a bottle because I couldn't tell you how long it's going to take me to go through this. Plus my 10 ml decant's literally right down there in the box, so I basically have a full 50 ml roughly with my decant, or right about, so I'm happy with it. Performance with that newer batch in my decant gave me like 7 hours. This one smells a lot stronger than that one, so I'm sure this one will perform at least in the 8-hour range. So I'm super happy. Vacation in a bottle. I finally have a bottle. It's Creed's Virgin Island water. Now then, the one that Justin convinced me I need to have, Kenzo Homme Eau de Parfum. I have Kenzo Homme Eau de Toilette. Let's bust this open. I don't know the notes. I want to say there's leather. It's like a blue aquatic with some leather, something like that. We'll cross-reference the notes in a bit. Here we go. Looks pretty much identical. This blue might be a little bit darker than the Eau de Toilette, but not much. So let's give it a spray on skin. See what we're working with. I've gotten to know the Eau de Toilette pretty well. It's got this like watermelon aquatic piney green feel. It's a little powdery. It's actually very nice. Ooh, this is much richer. I do get a little bit of a leathery feel. It's a little animalic, but still aquatic. This is a tricky one. When I say tricky one, like, it doesn't remind me of anything. That's a great thing, obviously. There's a little bit of fruitiness here. Maybe it's some citrus, but a little bit of a fruity feel. This is a banger. This is good, and I've heard it performs great. And if the majority seems to be getting pretty good performance, I'm definitely going to. My skin chemistry tends to react pretty well with fragrance oils for the most part. This is superior to the Eau de Toilette. That one's lighter. Still performs pretty well, but lighter, a little soft and powdery. That's a different vibe from this one. This is almost... This may sound crazy, like if you want to wear a blue fragrance in the evenings, this has a little bit more of a maturity to it. I think it's because of this leather dominance. It's even a little earthy. kind of a bit smoky in some ways. Like a little bit of a smoky essence in the backdrop. This is good. This is good. Let's pull up the notes real quick. I'm very curious.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
So, according to Parfumo, here we go. Highly rated. Fresh, leathery, aquatic, woody, and sweet. So it's marine notes, leather, and patchouli. Quentin Bish. Highly rated across the board. For scent, performance categories, the bottle. I guess that earthiness I can attribute to the patchouli. Very well. I mean, the note breakdown, you get all of that, but it's a little sweet and fruity. Like the sweet accord that they're saying in the top, which I had already had on screen for you guys. It's not like you didn't see what I'm looking at. A little fruity. But rough and tumble? Like a little rough and tumble with the leathery accord here? This is really good. It doesn't smell super synthetic. Yeah, a leathery aquatic. You don't come across that every day. Definitely summery, though. Dense, but still very, very summery because it's watery and aquatic. I like this a lot. This is a banger, for sure. Kenzo Homme EDP Parfum. Now, one I've been wanting to get for a while. Polo Sport Fresh. I've smelled this one before. I smelled this one at a duty-free in an airport. It is a very clean and soft, kind of soapy iris. Musky, a little fresh green. Nothing crazy complex. From what I remember about it, because I did spray it on skin, it's a very clean and soapy fragrance with a little bit of powder. Love the bottle, though. This white ceramic look. Polo Sport's a timeless classic that people complain about performance with, which I do have a relatively new bottle, a pretty new bottle I got like last year of Polo Sport, and it still smells great, still a decent performer for me. Did a full review on it. A lot of people praising and complaining about performance. Praising the scent and then complaining about performance. But this is nothing to write home about, but if you like clean and fresh iris, like just a soft soapy type of feel, you might like this one. Give it one more little mist, because I don't remember it being a strong performer, and I didn't buy it going into it hoping it would be. There it is. That's a lovely, clean smell. It definitely has some greens to it. It's got this green herbaceous tone, immensely fresh, powdery from the start, but not overly powdery. Like the iris here is definitely a powdery type. A little soapy, a little bit of a musk, but overall green with a soft soapy powder. It's a nice scent. It really is. It's such an, and you can get this one in the high 30s to high 40s range. Like let's call it $38 to $50 range for a 4.2 ounce like this. Oh, this is nice. This is my kind of tea. My cup of tea, my type of fragrance, my type of scent profile. I like this one quite a bit. It's just a good high heat fragrance. Let's pull up the notes.
10 seconds later.
Polo Sport Fresh from 2021. Iris, mandarin orange, marine notes, mint, sage, and wood. So that's the mint and the sage giving me that green feel. The iris and marine notes, honestly, it comes across more of a soapy, soft, and powdery feel than it comes across as really all that aquatic. It is nice, though. Man, this is a good fragrance. I really like this. I do. I very much like this one. It's not super highly rated, but that's okay. I mean, if you're expecting something groundbreaking, super unique, you're not going to get that here. This is just a nice, pleasant, everyday clean fragrance. That sage is really jumping out. A little bit of a blue fragrance feel, but more green overall because the mint and the sage really kind of give it this green essence. It's a little fresh and spicy, too, the way the sage comes across. But that mintiness really brightens things up and gives it that nice fresh green feel. I could just keep smelling this one. It's familiar. It reminds me of a certain fragrance. I just can't think of it in the moment, but it's definitely nice. It's a nice fragrance. I wouldn't say it's an amazing fragrance. We'll rate these at the end, but I'm happy to have it. Polo Sport Fresh. Last but not least, this is a Ferragamo fragrance I have contemplated getting for years, and it's always been around 20 bucks. Encanto Blue from Salvatore Ferragamo. One of my favorite designer brands that gets really cheap, typically. And they've never really let me down. I've never smelled a Ferragamo fragrance that I didn't like. I don't have Incanto, the original, but Encanto Blue, I want to say it's like a powdery, somewhat aquatic fragrance. I like this bottle, though. It's a nice, unique looking bottle. It's different. Love the blue gradients. I like it. Weird that it's got this little indentation, but okay. Alright, I guess we are going to roll the sleeve up right here a bit and get a little bit of wrist. Good atomizer. That's an odd one. It's a little strange in the top. What is cheap plastic? Weighs nothing. This cap weighs nothing. A little bit of a disappointment. It's kind of got a vegetal smell out in the air. A little vegetal and green with a powdery tone. There's a little bit of powder here, but vegetal and green. More than I thought it would be with something this color with the name blue. It's soothing, though. When I say vegetal, it's not off-putting or anything. It's a vegetal green smell that I wasn't anticipating from this fragrance. A little on the unique side. It doesn't remind me of anything. A little bit of a juniper smell for like the main aromatic that I get. A little bit of juniper. Juniper, something else fresh and green. It's like a watery citrus smell. It's getting better by the moment. The more I sniff it, it's getting better and better. You want to talk about under the radar? Nobody talks about this. This is a $20 fragrance. Let's pull up the notes.
More moments later.
Ferragamo Encanto Blue, low rated, 5.9. Synthetic, fresh, aquatic, green, citrus. I get a lot of that. Just poor ratings across the board. Doesn't give me any notes. That sucks, because that means I gotta go to Troll Grantica. Yay for me. Alright, here we go. Encanto Blue. Main accords, aromatic, fresh, spicy, floral, aldehydic, green, definitely, citrus, warm, spicy, woody, fresh, herbal. There's that kind of vegetal feel. It's actually quite nice. 3.79 out of 5. Came out in 2011. Classed as an aromatic spicy. Aldehydes, bergamot, green notes, cilantro, tarragon, artemisia, pepper, cumin. So there's a lot of greenery here that explains why it was very vegetal and green. A little bit of a watery feel. Probably the aldehydes and bergamot combination, I guess. Heart of flowers, cinnamon, jasmine, rose, carnation. Carnation. Okay. Okay. Base of musk, tonka bean, leather, amber, oak moss, cedar, patchouli. So quite the complex note breakdown. I will have had it on screen for you guys. A lot of florals here. And it does have a little bit of a bouquet garden type of smell to it, but not super feminine. That's probably where the little bit of powder I'm getting comes from. But it's overall fresh, vegetal and green. A little spicy, but I mean, I would say if anything, it's probably like the pepper tarragon combo with the green notes that's kind of really jumping out at me right now. Maybe a little bit, I don't really get a cinnamon smell, but I'm sure it's attributing to the spice. It's actually quite nice. Good everyday scent. Doesn't come across as super youthful. I could see guys 30 and older really enjoying this if they don't want to smell like the modern synthetics. This would be a good option. I really do. This is blue in the essence of the ease of wear and versatility, but not blue in the essence of the modern synthetics and style and oceanic aquatics and stuff like that. Synthetic ambergris and ambroxan and amberwood, heavy doses of amberwood. It's not that. It's blue in a more traditional sense. It's very nice. It's a little familiar. It's starting to get a little familiar. Let's see what the smells like section is. Nautica Voyage. A little bit. Okay. I can see that, but this is much more complex than Nautica Voyage, but I can see that. I get that comparison, but this is much deeper than a Nautical Voyage, not as watery. This is a gem. This is a great $20 fragrance. I mean, I can think of so many fragrances I spent $20 on that I would take this over. I mean, a bunch. Not bad at all. I'm looking forward to wearing this one this summer. Salvatore Ferragamo Incanto Pour Blue. Well, let's give them quick first impressions ratings, shall we? So, I guess it's not really fair to do a first impressions rating on this one. I have plenty of experience with Virgin Island water. I mean, when it comes to summertime tropical fragrances, I mean, when it comes to coconut fragrances, it's top tier, it's elite tier. When it comes to tropical fragrances, it's an elite tier. I mean, it's easily a 9 out of 10 fragrance. This is outstanding. I mean, when it comes to beach vibe, vacation in a bottle, I mean, it's the poster child for it. It is the mold that people try to fill. So I would have to say a 9 out of 10 for Virgin Island water. It's not really a first impressions rating. That's my overall assessment of the fragrance. Now, as far as Kenzo Homme Eau de Parfum, this is good. Wow, this is good and strong too. That leather balances well with the watery notes. It really does. This is a banger. This is great. This is an 8.5 out of 10 easily in the first impressions rating. This is great. Thank you for the recommendation, Justin. Now, technically not the first time I smell it. This is the second time I smell it with Polo Sport Fresh. I just like it. It's soapy and green, a little powdery. I like it. I like it. I think it's very good for my taste. This is a 7.5 out of 10. I'm not going to reach for it all the time, but on a day when I want something on that's kind of more of a personal spray that's not going to overwhelm me or be annoying to where I just smell it all the time nonstop. Clean wear. This is that kind of style. I'll reach for it. 7.5 out of 10. And Encanto Blue from Ferragamo. Very much enjoyable. I do get the Nautical Voyage tie-in that some people are saying on the internet. Much deeper overall. It's more vegetal green. Like, it's more of a green fragrance than a blue fragrance, really. But there are blue elements to the profile. It does come across much more watery than the notes would indicate. But overall, I do think this is very good and underappreciated. I do. I think this is also a 7.5 out of 10. I've been putting off getting this one for years. I'm glad to finally have gotten it. And it smells like something that I'm going to get some joy out of. This is a great everyday wear that I think can go dress up and down easily. Signature scent, work, office space type of fragrance. I think it's good stuff. Well, that's my first impressions and revisit on a few of these for some great pickups for summertime. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. Of these four, what have you tried? What do you think about them, if you have tried them? If you haven't, what are your thoughts? I'll try to have links down below if you want to check out any of these fragrances. Don't know how easy it'll be to find Virgin Island water, but I'll see what I can do. And until next time, I will say if you get your hands on any of these four fragrances and you give them a spray now, pretty confident you'll thank me later. Especially if you have similar taste to me. Have a good one, guys.